Hi, boys and girls. I'm here to read aloud for those of you who want to use it. J1 cells out of the new reading science sheets that we're doing. You'll find these in Mastery Connect, and of course, it's inside of your Canvas. So, let me make this a tiny bit bigger. All right. It says directions. Read the following passage to help you answer the questions below. Day 1 cells. Cells are the basic building blocks of all living things or organisms. A cell is the smallest part of a living thing that can carry out all the processes of life. For example, take in nutrients, the materials they need to live and grow. They also get rid of waste, materials they cannot use. Unicellular organisms. A unicellular organism is made up of only one cell. These single-celled organisms include bacteria, amoebas, paramecium, and euglena, also algae, yeast. They are simple forms of life, but they carry out the basic processes of life. They move, find food, and grow. They reproduce or make more organisms of their own kind. These organisms eat by surrounding its food particle and then bringing food into the cell. To see their details, you need a microscope. Multicellular organisms. Plants, animals, and other living things you see around you are multicellular organisms. A multicellular organism is made up of more than one cell. Multicellular organisms are much more complex than single-celled organisms. Humans, dogs, plants, fish, trees are all multicellular. Each kind of cell within the organism does a different job, just like different people in a factory have different jobs. These cells are specialized. This means that each type of cell has its own purpose. Then the groups of cells work together to perform functions. For example, your muscle cells and your heart work together to pump blood to other cells throughout your body. This is the reason multicellular organisms have developed transport systems made up of many cells working together. For example, these transport systems include the circulatory system and digestive system in humans. Question number 1 through 8. Number 1. A student is classifying organisms as single-celled or multicelled. Which characteristic will help the student classify an organism as multicelled? I'll read that again. Which characteristic will help the student classify an organism as multicelled? A. The organism can reproduce on its own. I think both can reproduce. Remember, that's the life functions that single and multi can do. So probably not that. B, the organism can carry out all life processes. Well, both single and multicell have to do their life processes. That didn't say all life processes with one cell. So number 2, B, maybe is right. C, the organism is able to perform various functions because of differentiated cells. Oh, okay, but multicell does do different functions because it has different cells. So maybe C is right. D, the organism is able to survive in terrestrial and aquatic environments. That doesn't have anything to do with it. I think I know which one it might be. I'm not going to tell you, but I think one between B and C is better than the other, and I'll let you pick. All right, number 2. Which organism can survive as a single cell? You don't need me to talk you through this because you literally know this one. Let's move on. Number 3. An amoeba is a single-celled organism. What best describes its ability to survive as a single cell? A, an amoeba can move and find its food easily. I don't think that's a characteristic of single cell. B, the cell is exposed to the outer environment on all its sides. C, the body of the amoeba is simple and microscopic in size. To me, that sounds like the best one because single-celled organisms are simple and they're microscopic. And D, the amoeba can perform all of life functions with just a single cell. Okay, now wait a minute. There's more than one that's right, but there's one of these that is super right, like the main thing you got to remember. I'm not going to tell you because I know you know. Single-celled organisms can do blank, 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 with blank, blank, blank. You got this. All right, number 4. Which statement correctly classifies an organism? A flea is a single-celled organism because it's small. I can see fleas. They're little, but they're not microscopic. B, an algae is a single-celled organism because a microscope is needed to see it. Maybe. C, a human is multicelled because it is made up of many cells. D, a bird is a single-celled organism. Oh, B says algae is multicelled because it's microscope. So no, that's not right. C, a human is multicelled because it's made up of many cells. D, a bird is single-celled because it lays eggs. That's not anything to do with being single-celled. All right, a single cell just go bloop and split apart. All right, I know which one that one is. I think you do too. Number 5. How are single-celled organisms and multi-celled organisms different? A single-celled organism, they have cells that reproduce and communicate with other cells. I don't think so. I think they do all their processes with just one cell. I'm not going to read the rest for now. I'm going to go to B. Single-celled organisms have one cell that performs all life functions. So far, so good, right? Multi-celled organisms have more than one cell that performs different life functions. That sounds really good to me. Let's read the next one. Single-celled organisms have one cell that reproduces and communicates with other cells. They don't need other cells. So I don't think I'm going to keep reading on that. Number 6, single-celled organisms have more than one cell. That's not true. Single-celled have just one cell. I know which one is the right answer for number 5. All right, number 6. An example of a very complex organism is a tree. What best describes a tree? A tree has one cell. B, a tree has 3 cells for leaves, root, and trunk, or it has many cells. I know you can figure that one out. Number 7, all organisms are made up of cells. Organisms can have either many cells or no cells. B, one cell or many cells. C, 200 to 300 cells, or D, only one cell. This sounds like a study island question, and I feel like you probably know this. All right. Number 8, the table lists the details of several cell types found in a multicelled organism. Based on the information, which statement about the cells of a multicelled organism is true? All right, they have the same function and perform the same structure and perform the same function. No, different cells and multicells do different jobs. B, they have the same structure but perform different functions. No, they look different, do different things, different structures, different functions. C, they have different structures but the same function. No, they do different jobs. That's why they're multicelled. D, they have different structures and perform different functions. Okay, I think I found my right answer for that one. All right, you can listen to this video more than once, and I know that you're going to do a good job when you take this in Mastery Connect. So stop the video, answer the question, start the video. If I went too fast, that's the great thing about having a video. All right, y'all, do good work.